Good afternoon. This is the lunch hour with Mr. Credit. I am Ron Greenwald, sitting in for Mr. Credit today. And we have a very exciting hour with some great guests. In our studio today, we have Greg Goosen with Aubach and Goosen Insurance and Financial Service. Greg, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you for having me. And we have a special guest that I met a couple months ago that I wanted to introduce to the world. We have Georgie Deno. She is president of the Lake Hodges Bowls Club. And she's going to tell you how to get yourself and your seniors active in the sport, the very competitive sport that people don't realize, the very competitive sport of lawn bowling. It's a very fantastic intergenerational sport, and we're going to talk about that at length through the hour. Please introduce yourself to the listening audience and tell us what you do and what you're all about.
Well, I'm Georgie Deno. I'm the president of the Lake Hodges Bowls Club. Bowls, also lawn bowling, if you heard that term. No pins on the grass. It's outdoors in the sunshine. It's a great environment. I'm the president of the club, and I make sure that the greens are ready for us to bowl on.
And, again, how long have you been involved?
I've been involved in lawn bowling for about 8.5 years now. I was president of the club at San Diego and Balboa Park, and now I'm the president of the club in Rancho Bernardo Community Park. This is my second year there.
Oh, fantastic. Congratulations. And you are a very competitive person, and it sounds like a very competitive sport. Tell us a little bit about the background of the sport.
Well, lawn bowling's been around for a long time. It basically originated in England. The longest continuously operating lawn bowling club in the world is there, and they've been at it since 1299. So it's been around for a while.
That's not a price tag. That's a year, people.
That's a year, 1299. It's been active in the U.S. since the time of the Revolution, at which time it was banned in the U.S. because it was considered too British. But it is very active in Southern California now. There are about 33 clubs in Southern California.
And what's fabulous about that is if you get on the website, give us your website. So LakeHodgesBowlClub.com.
Lake Hodges Bowls Club.
Bowls Club with an S on bowlsclub.com. Right. Mm-hmm. It's a very intergenerational idea. I mean, obviously, if grandma and grandpa aren't out there playing basketball and football and those other hockey, maybe they're not playing hockey anymore, but they want to have some type of interaction with their children and their grandchildren, even their great grandchildren. This is an opportunity for them to have that socialization and get out with their family members. Is that right, Georgie?
Yeah. The great thing about bowls is that all ages can compete equally. It doesn't matter if you are 17 or if you're 87, and we've seen national champions at both those levels, and so and they compete with one another. So it's a game, a sport that people of varying ages can get a lot of satisfaction in playing because the competition is the same no matter how old you are.
And how many clubs are around San Diego County?
In San Diego County, there are 4 clubs.
There are 4 clubs, and I understand there's a tournament coming up in the end of this month?
Yes, on June 28th at the Coronado Club, which is 7th and Orange, and people are welcome to come and watch, as they are welcome to come and watch anytime we're out bowling.
Well, I think it's a great avenue, and part of the senior advocacy is if you are listening to the show and you have mom and dad and maybe they're not getting out, maybe dad just passed away and mom is a widow and she's living alone. One of the things that happen is the lack of socialization, the lack of getting out and meeting people, and that is a real deterrent to their health. Health deteriorates very rapidly if they're not getting out. And this is a way to get them in the car, get them out to something that's not physically threatening. I mean, it's hopefully not. And get them to meet other people. Would that be the case, Georgie?
Absolutely. One of the great things about lawn bowls is it's a very safe environment, particularly for singles, whether it's men or women at any age, to get out and do something and be interfacing with other people. And because of the way we set up what we call our social games, you don't have to have a partner to play. We put someone in a game. They just have to come 15 minutes early, and they'll get in a game. And they get to meet lots of different people and of both genders and from all different walks of life. It's a very interesting kind of a thing and an easy way to get to know new people.
And the very important thing is that we discussed is that you can bring your cooler with you. Is that right?
At the Lake Hodges Club, you can bring a cooler with adult beverages if you'd like to. You're welcome to do that. It is not a dry park that we're in.
Well, that's very important because you want to have those refreshers. So a phone number. Give us your phone number, Georgie, if people can contact you directly for more information.
Phone number is 858-715-0392.
So 858-715-0392. You can get all that. Would go into a voicemail or what?
That comes to me, actually.
Oh, okay. So you're ready to take all these phone calls.
If I'm there, I will talk to you. If I'm not, you leave a message and I will call you.
And do they have to have any equipment, or how does that work?
Oh, that's a great question. The only equipment that you need to get started is a pair of flat shoes. Shoes without a heel on it. We provide everything else.
Okay. And what about training or is there any training classes that I can?
We'll give a free lesson, and all clubs do that. We'll give you one free lesson so that you can try it and see if it's something that you like. And we have the equipment, the bowls, and that sort of thing for you.
And for those that are out there listening and you may have a business and you want to do something in terms of employee morale,
yes, we are happy to host group outings for any kind of group, actually. We've done corporate team building events, birthday parties, bachelor and bachelorette parties, family reunions, anything, even for no event. If you just want to get a group of people to come out, we're happy to host that.
I like the bachelorette idea because, they're probably drinking a little bit, and they may, lawn bowling. That would be a safe environment because it's kind of confined into an area.
That's right.
And I say that because I have 3 children, all in their 20s, so they're all in prime, going to wed. They're not. None of them are getting. They're all going. So I may put that up the flagpole for a suggestion for that. Georgie, tell us a little bit about the game itself, the competitive nature, and how that all. Because I know I've been watching them; they are, jumping up and down, exciting.
Well, the game is similar to bocce ball. A lot of people are familiar with bocce ball, and the fact that your target is to get the ball close to a small white ball, or sometimes yellow. We call lawn bowling bocce with a twist, and it's much more challenging than bocce is, because where you throw a bocce ball up in the air, a lawn bowl you get down and roll close to the ground, as close as you can get. It is not round. It's not spherical. It's shaped like a tire or a grapefruit, and it has a running surface on it, and you roll it on that running surface. In addition to that, the bowl, as we call them, we don't call them balls, we call them bowls, is heavier on one side, and so as it slows down, it curves, and that's built right into the bowl. So the challenge is, where do you aim this thing to get it to come into the target that we call the jack? And it's a game of finesse. It is not a strength game. It's a friendly game for people of both genders. It doesn't matter if you're tall or short. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. It doesn't matter if you're big or little.
Do you have practice sessions now you're based out of Escondido.
Rancho Bernardo.
Rancho Bernardo. Mm-hmm. Do you have practice sessions that people could come and watch?
Well, we have what we call social games, and they are just that. Anybody who is a member of the club might come out on any given time when we have the social games. And some people treat those as practice sessions. Some of them just want to bowl socially, where they interact with other people. And we also, once someone is a member of a club, they can come out and practice whenever they like.
And when do you have the social? Is it like weekly, or weekly? At
the Lake Hodges Club, we have social games on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday at 1 o'clock, right. And the park is the Rancho.
Is Rancho Bernardo Community Park off of West Bernardo Drive.
Right. So if you're in that area, stop by, bring your family, and take a peek at this, because I've watched it, and I know, like anything else, people go, "Oh, that's for seniors." I go, competitive things are, it's a fantastic opportunity to bring again, we were talking earlier about, doing something with mom and dad to get them out and get them active. Call mom and dad and say, hey, you know what? You're home. You've been home. Been home for a couple of days. Let's go out, enjoy the sunshine. It's outdoors. Come on. And then we'll go to lunch. We'll go to lunch, and then we'll go watch the lawn bowling. And maybe, we even try to participate. And
at the Lake Hodges Club, we actually will welcome any spectators and anyone who wants to try it, even if we're bowling a game. We want people to try it and enjoy it and get hooked by it. We think it's a great thing to get hooked on, and you could be hooked on worse things than lawn bowling.
And that number to call, 858-715-0392. And so in terms of on the competitive side, do people travel quite a bit in competitive tournaments?
Yes, in the Southwest in particular, there are a number of clubs, in addition to the ones that are in San Diego County. There are clubs up in Orange County, L.A. area, and they're from February through November. There are tournaments every single weekend somewhere. And so people from San Diego do go up there and bowl in tournaments. One of the things I like to mention, to give you an idea about the age range, last year, the men's singles national champion was a 17-year-old kid. This year, it's someone who's
in San Diego?
He was from Berkeley.
Oh, okay.
This year, it is a San Diego person who's the men's champion, and he's in his early 50s. A couple of years ago, also a San Diegan, he was in his 70s. So there's an age range there that shows you how competitive you can be at almost any age.
And tell us, you have a very compelling story. If you mind sharing that with the audience.
I don't mind, and it's one of the great things about lawn bowls. I found myself single after 40 years of marriage. I was 60, and I was looking for something to do to get me involved and out and active, and I happened to see a newspaper article about lawn bowls in Balboa Park, and so I took advantage of the free lesson that they gave. And I've been lawn bowling ever since. It allowed me to make a whole new circle of friends. It has kept me active, and I am a competitive bowler. And I don't see myself as necessarily an athletic person, but I can do this. I can do this game, and just about anybody can.
And what's the time frame in terms of? I think of bowling. I think of 10 frames. Is in that vein?
It is sort of like that. We call it an end. Each time you go in one direction on the lawn bowling green, that's called an end. And we bowl a set number of ends. And a typical social game will last for about 2 hours. It could be shorter. It just depends, but about 2 hours.
So 2 hours, and it's just a lot of fun. It looks like a lot of fun. Everybody's having a good time and meeting other people. What do people? What's the most biggest misconception when people start doing this? Is it that you find?
Most people think it's easier than it actually is. And we've had people, and if I can use an example, one day we had some firefighters jog by the greens in the park. And we dragged them into the greens and said, come and try lawn bowling. And they're kind of rolling their eyes and thinking, oh, great, this is going to be really simple. Well, they found out it's not nearly as simple as it looks, and they really enjoyed it. So, while it is challenging, it's not so challenging that someone like me, who's not athletic, can't do it, but it's also challenging enough for people who are. One of the stories I like to tell is about a member of our club who was a golfer. He golfed every single day, and he loved the game, so much so that he wore his right shoulder out, and the doctor said, you can't golf anymore. So he tried lawn bowling. He is teaching himself to bowl with his left hand instead of his right hand because he wants to be out and active, and this gives him a way to do that. And he's actually not too bad. He's only been bowling about 3 months, and he's doing pretty darn well.
I encourage you to please call Georgie if you have, I don't care if you're the 17-year-old in high school graduating, and I put out a challenge for all the fire department. We love our firemen, what was the proper, politically correct?
Firefighters.
Firefighters today. who have just saved North County, please go out and take a look. Bring out your buddies from San Marcos to Carlsbad to Escondido to Rancho Bernardo. I challenge you all to come on out and try it. And again, it could be a great team building thing. So maybe we're on a sports network. Chargers, if you're probably out practicing football right now, but get up there and we can do it. Maybe do your blood. Okay, I challenge. Okay, here's the blood drive. Instead of doing it at the Town and Country every year, let's do it in a lawn bowling community up in Rancho Bernardo. So I think it's fantastic. And again, are you going to be in the tournament at the end of the month?
I will be. I will be bowling in that tournament at Coronado.
And that's in Coronado.
Coronado.
And again, is there prizes and what type of?
For the tournaments, yes, they're actually money prizes. Not huge, but they are money prizes.
There aren't any 7-figure contracts going out for lawn bowling, like
not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Well, I think it's a fabulous idea, and that's what I did. I met Georgie about a month or two ago up in Rancho Bernardo, and I wanted her to come in and speak to it because, again, I'm all about getting the senior out and getting the family, the intergenerational issues addressed, and getting the parents, getting the children, getting the grandchildren out. And, Georgie, before we get off the air, we talked about this in the break. How much does it cost?
At the Lake Hodges Bowls Club, the current dues for the remainder of the year is $130. It's $150 a year. When you come out to bowl, $1.
I could afford $1.
$1. $1. And Georgie, thank you so much for getting all of the intergenerational people out there and enjoying life in the sunshine of beautiful San Diego.
Take a friend lawn bowling.
Take a friend lawn. You know what we're gonna have today? What is this? June
Thursday.
what? Thursday, June 5th. Oh my God. June 5th is take a friend lawn bowling this month. June is lawn bowling month in San Diego. I just decreed that. I have no power at all.
There you go.
June. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy. God bless.